So, pranams and welcome. So today we'll connect with the program of tomorrow, which is experiencing the God within. I don't know what to name it. So name is always a confusion. Webinars just happen by a feeling and the vibes. I have always a tough time putting a name to it because how to label it, I don't know. You can see every time we label it sometimes and it goes somewhere else. That is because I go always with the flow. I prefer going with the flow, and that's what we are discussing all here about living life in the flow, not by trying to control the events of life, not by trying to make everything happen by my way. What is. We go in that direction. So, all these products of webinars or retreats, everything are very spontaneous. And it doesn't have a purpose, it doesn't have an agenda, it doesn't have any oriented goals. Just we know the rough picture of which direction we are heading. But what takes over, what does, how it moves, it's all in that process of surrender. At least that's how I've performed here on shifting into awareness. All the programs, all the retreats, right from day one, I'm saying this, and all those who are attending also can see. So that's a good example I can give, that this is how we can also uh, live life. Very simple, very easy. The more simpler life becomes, the more easier. It's best not to become complicated. My get into the mind, it's complicated. Mind is very complicated. I always say this. Mind is very complicated. Awareness is very easy. Awareness simply overlooks. It doesn't overlook, it looks over. Different words. Overlook means ignoring. Looks over means witnessing. Awareness looks over the mind. It's aware of what's happening in the mind. And that is what helps us most of the time to handle situations which otherwise the mind cannot handle. Mind, ego cannot handle it. You remain in the mind, it will be too much. It can be very messy because at times life is very testing. On and often, this will keep on happening. Life is very testing. Testing in the sense that's where life is signaling us to fine tune. That what happens in life is prarabdha, what you call it as your concept of prarabdha. The energy that is returned, what we have given, it has returned. And that's not a very conducive energy. So that simply carries a lesson, a message. Everything that does not appeal to us in life is carrying a very strong message of would you want it to continue or would you want it to change? Simple. I'm sure nobody likes suffering to continue, right? So if you do not want suffering or uncomfortableness in life, uneasiness in life, we simply decode as to what is that incident trying to message us. Many people don't like this word lesson. Why I don't like the word lesson? That's because of the ego. It's very strong. It's a I am who is life, or what is this thing trying to teach me a lesson? I am not someone who's going to be taught something. Come on, I don't like that word. But I'm being taught by life because I'm larger than life. Those who take it as lessons are humble. They become students. Approach matters. It matters. Even the words, your perspectives, it's all matters, everything. And that's what we are going to do tomorrow as to vibrations. The vibes and frequency that you hold so deeply, subconsciously, everything matters. We are going to discuss on one level before the vibrations happen. That zone from where the vibration is taking formation. Till now, we were discussing on thoughts and vibrations, how these things are coming in. All this time, we were discussing about thoughts and vibrations. Then we started discussing about bhava, the feelings. Energy, we went to vibration, and then we went to the feelings, bhava. That feeling is that zone where it has still not started vibrating, but it's a very sukshma vibration. It's just begun there. It is a vibration, but it's so subtle that it cannot be known. It cannot be labeled. That you can say is the seed format, where it has still not manifested into something. So the deeper we go and access and operate from that zone, the better it becomes for us to understand life, to change our life, to learn lessons faster, deeper, to the core than superficial learning. And for all this, humbleness is a must. Simplicity is a must. अकड़ नहीं चलती यहाँ पे. अकड़ is a vibration. Ghamand is a vibration. Pride, ego, arrogance is a vibration, and you don't know how detrimental these vibrations are. The ego in us might want to overlook it because it's so uncomfortable to even think of it. Like, see, when I'm talking these words, only you will feel the vibration inside. Kuch khatakti hai andar se. Do you feel that? Some uneasiness. It's a subtle vibration. That is the culprit. That is the culprit. From there, everything takes formation. So if you are wise enough, you will go and correct that. But for that, you need a lot of humility. That is why many people cannot go to that end. They cannot go to that because there is not even acknowledgement on that. It's just a bypass, and that is the main cause of everything. That is karan sharira. We have the karan sharira, which is the causal body. From the causal body comes the sukshma shariras, subtle bodies. From the subtle bodies comes our physical body, sthula sharira. Three zones. We are still caught up in sthula sharira. If you are practicing awareness, you can perhaps enter into sukshma shariras, which we'll do tomorrow. Astral body, strengthening, prana body, strengthening, mental body, purification. These three are sukshma shariras. Sthula sharira is your annamaya kosha. Pranic sharira or etheric body, mind body or manomaya kosha, and jnanamaya kosha or the intellectual body. These three comprise of the sukshma shariras, subtle bodies. This is where all the problems are. Vibrations, wrong emotions, conditionings, beliefs, concepts, memories. सब अकड़म तिकड़म यहीं से आता है सूक्ष्म. That comes to the physical body. Physical body means not just the physical body, physical world. Your bhuta akasha is affected. Everything gets manifested there. It manifests in my body, outside my physical world. Whatever I get to experience in the physical world is coming because of the vibrations of the sukshma shariras. And the sukshma shariras, these three bodies, the subtle body, which has these three shariras, is controlled by the Anandamaya Kosha, which is the Karan Sharira. Karan Sharira is where your Akashic records are, everything in the Bija form. Right from day one you left home till the time you are here, and even forward, fast forward, because it's a blueprint. The whole print is there. Karan Sharira. Karan Sharira is where the formations have not yet happened. It's so sukshma, you can't literally understand. Nothing can be made sense in Karan Sharira, but it is there. It is going to manifest. It is going to rise as these other bodies. It is going to rise as vibrations, as thoughts, etc., etc., etc. Those who can sit fully only sit. ये बीच बीच में भागने वाले तो आओ ही मत. ये आते हैं ना थोड़ा टाइम पास करने को. I am not interested in all these guys. I know attendance मुझे मिलता है every day. I get attendance. आधा घंटा है, पौना घंटा है, सोए लेटे. अगर अपना जिंदगी को पूरा लाना है, कुछ करना है तो बैठो. टाइम पास करने मत बैठो. Because it should show up in your life, okay? Somewhere it has to show up, all these things. Somewhere the results has to come. Otherwise, just going. I just saw two people coming, going again. See, two went. I don't want, I'll just find out these guys and just block them out. हर सेशन में रहते ही. I don't know why, what they are lingering here for. No interest in anything. I don't see them for any activities, nothing like that. ये किचन वाले होंगे, जस्ट दे ईट समथिंग एंड देन डिनर में उनको शायद उनके फैमिली टीवी देख रही होंगी. They must be seeing TV. They are not getting their favorite serial, so they want to watch this comedy show. So they log in here. Life becomes a joke when you make it a joke. I am telling you, we are not by what we behave, by what we pretend, by what we appear. We are by our vibes, which is there in our Karana Sharira, that cannot be hidden by the from the universe. Universe just taps into your Karana Sharira. It just taps into your vibes, into those feelings which has not yet generated, which is so subtle and hidden. It is simply comprehending from there. And we think universe is listening to our thoughts. Universe doesn't care for our thoughts. What I think. That is why most of the time when what we think we don't manifest. And we say, what is this? What the hell is happening? It's what's happening is what we are. It's not what we think that we are. तो ये सब प्रिटेंशन है जो हम आते जाते सब करते हैं ना, टाइम पास. बिहेविंग, इट्स लाइक प्रिटेंडिंग टू बी सम स्पिरिचुअल. 10 जगह से ज्ञान उठाओ, इधर से उधर से खिचड़ी बना के लाइफ को मैस बना के रखो. क्लैरिटी नहीं है अभी भी. कितना भी क्लैरिटी देने की कोशिश करो, है ही नहीं. वो एक बेहोशी है. इट्स लाइक अ अनकॉन्शियस स्लीप. Why I am doing, what I am doing, what I am alive for, no idea. I'm just another cauliflower. So we are telling these are all states of consciousness. We evolve from mineral kingdom to plant kingdom to animal kingdom to human kingdom. So we will necessarily have all these traits in us. We are vegetables also. उधर का भी है हमारे. Where it is? कारण शरीर में. पूरा यात्रा कारण शरीर में. So if I've been a plant, it is there in the records. चित्त में है. If I've been animals or insects or reptiles, it is there. Pashu bhava is there. See, if we become very cautious, if we become very, very, very aware, deeply aware, you will see Pashu vrittis in us. Animalistic tendencies. You will be like, what the hell? Exactly like an animal. Our thoughts, our feelings, it is there, but it's so hidden. That only sophisticatedly manifests as a human animal, as a diplomatic animal. And we very diplomatically execute the Pashu vrittis. It is hidden, so we can't see it because it's so painted in the glamour world. We have painted it all over us, so it's very difficult. So that's why awareness, viveka, must be sharpened so much that forcefully your viveka shows you, even if you don't like it. Even if you don't want to see it, you just work on your viveka, it'll show you. It'll simply stand up and open up. It will not spare you. And viveka must be ruthless. तभी कुछ काम बन पाएगी. And ruthless viveka is God's grace. Mandala's grace. Ruthless viveka, because viveka is your inner guru. If your inner guru activates, then it's very ruthless. Outside gurus also are ruthless. बाहर के जो गुरु हैं, they are also very ruthless. If they are not ruthless, they cannot be gurus. They are just flatterers. What you like, okay, I'll say that only. Oh, it's going to hurt you, my dear. I'm not going to speak this. I'm not going to do anything like that because I want you to be here. Stay comfortable. That cannot be a guru. Guru is the one who do or die. Karna hai to karo, nahi to photo. Nobody has the time. Like Totapuri and Ramakrishna. If you're interested, you do it. Otherwise, I'm out of here. Totapuri is telling every time, take the knife and sword and cut the sword of Ma Kali. Cut the image of Ma Kali. And he says, no. Comfort zones. No. That cannot be. I cannot. How can I kill the mother and all that? 2-3 times he makes an effort and he says, then if you are sitting, you sit. I am going. I have better things to do. Then Ramakrishna says, no. I know you are, God has sent you. Ma Kali has only sent you. I know that. So please bear with me. This is my problem. That's the humility of Ramakrishna also. That stature also they have. If you see, Ramakrishna could have just said, go, I'll talk to my mother. Direct contact. Hai. You get out. I'll handle it. No, he knows that there is a lacking issue there, which he's not able to. And so the universe is trying to send, the divinity, the mother is trying to communicate. That's what I said, right? Avadut Tattva is that. Life is a guru. Your inner guru is that tattva which is connected to all the external gurus. Lekin the head of department is there. The whole process, the source is there. Inner guru, Dakshinamurti. That only is connected to all the external gurus, all the 24 gurus of Dattatreya. When Dattatreya is asked by the king, "Oh Holy One, you are standing here in hot sun, naked, bearing through all the, and still you have a smile on your face. Aapke chehre pe muskaan hai. How's this? Who is your guru?" Dattatreya opens his eyes and says, life is my guru. Myself is my guru, from where 24 tattvas come out. All the 24 tattvas are my guru. और सब nature के बारे में बता. So guru doesn't mean a person. It is not an individual. It is not a body. It is tattva, and it will shine forth from anywhere if you deserve it. Your vibrations inside that sends the signals to the God frequency attracts prayers, attracts answers and solutions, but we must have the capability and humility to see that. Otherwise, we reject even what comes to us from the universe as your own prayer. It is not that God is coming and gifting you because you are special child. Everybody is special child. Sabhi special. But कहीं ना कहीं आपने ही मांगा है. You only asked for it. भीतर से एक आह होती है ना. I always say this. जब आदमी तड़पता है, बिलखता है, एक भीतर से एक आह निकलती है. That is the voice that is so helpless. It is like someone who is dying You can say all the doors have closed and everything. So helpless state. तब एक आ निकलती है भीतर से. That is a very powerful vibration. Like Ramakrishna's that's that only. That voice only. Because he's gone to that extreme. हमारा प्रॉब्लम वर्ल्डली प्रॉब्लम सुलझाना है हमारा. Our outlook is to sort out his outlook is to get liberation, become one with the mother. So वो तलब अलग है. Extreme point of despair, weeping and crying, no compromise zone, helpless zone. Draupadi's shout is a helpless zone. Till the time Draupadi feels I can handle the situation, she is struggling with the situation with Duryodhana, Dushasana, all those guys. But when the extremes happen, when she realizes अब नहीं है कुछ, तो एक आह निकलती है. That is a powerful vibration that is coming from the core of your being. No filters. वहां पे देखो ह्यूमिलिटी आता है, वहां पे अकड़ नहीं आता, कोई एरोगेंस नहीं, कोई outside kind of filtration is not there. It simply exposes itself. And it's a vibration. It doesn't even come through words. It doesn't come through actions. It's a vibe, strong vibe. That universe responds quickly because it's the purest intention. Anything that is unfiltered by the senses, mind and senses, जो इंद्रिय और मन से प्रभावित नहीं है, वो तरंग प्योर इंटेंशन वाला होता है. उस तरंग को परमात्मा सुनता है. We are trying to understand that in all our practice. Past 1 or 2 months almost from Ghaziabad, Delhi, I am doing the same things. I remember continuously we are doing the same. It's all on bhava, vibrations, feelings, emotions, devotion, bhava sharira, shuddha bhavana. We are working all towards that, shuddha bhavana. क्योंकि वो है तो सब है, वो नहीं है तो कुछ नहीं है. वो गड़बड़ है, आप कितना भी मांगो, कितना भी तप करो, कितना भी साधना करो, कितना भी ये करो, वो करो, कुछ नहीं हो. Because you will be returned back by what your bhav is. So that bhav is not easy to understand. For that, we need a lot of humility. Again, I'm telling simplicity, humility, surrender, मैं का भाव त्यागना. More, you must become ready to give up this I, and I, the doer, trying to have control over everything. Those things must reduce. Then these things, access to the subtle layers will happen. With rigidity, we cannot enter into those zones. भाव शरीर में नहीं प्रकट जा सकते. कारण शरीर, we cannot go there. Don't think a webinar also is going to do that. Disclaimer मैं पहले ही बोल रहा हूँ. Don't think कल एक webinar किया तो we'll go and change everything and next week से life change हो जाएगा. It's not going to work that way. Tomorrow you'll understand it and you'll have a first-hand understanding of it. First-hand experience of that. But what you do with it, it's up to you. Your bhava it is. आपका भाव कैसे होगा, आपको क्या करना है, वो आपका रहेगा. No outside techniques can change that. टेक्निक सीक्रेट्स मिलने के बाद भी अगर भाव गड़बड़ है तो गड़बड़ तरंगे गड़बड़ रिजल्ट्स ही ले आएगा. Wrong vibrations, even after getting the whole techniques or methods or the secrets, even if it is known, still if the impure intention is there, then it will still attract by the impure intention only. It doesn't matter what you explore, what you unlock. It doesn't matter. It is such a strict code of the universe. That is the code, secret code. I've read into the mysteries of the Egyptians, the great mystics and deities and gods of Egyptians. Tomorrow I'll talk some of them also. Some of their principles that are so beautiful. वो कुछ अलग नहीं है. It is same what we are trying to understand from the vibrational of the nada and all that. Same stuff. Primordial sound, Om, primordial sound. See, before Om, there is a space where the Om is birthing. ओमकार अब प्रकट होने वाला है, तो होने से पहले तरंगे रेडी हो रही है, एटम्स आर गेटिंग रेडी टू मेक अ फॉर्मेशन. दैट ब्लूप्रिंट व्हिच इज देयर, जो सटली फॉर्म हो रहा है, नॉट येट साउंड, दैट जोन इज व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. So the Egyptians have also explained it in many different ways. Those Egyptian secrets are there. बहुत सारे उनके secrets हुए, pyramid secrets, and उनके जो gods and goddesses secrets were there. For thousands of years, it was all lost and then found in Egypt, unearthed, and they were all written on stone and things like that after thousands of years. And it was kept very hidden. Hidden in the sense what? It is now available. But still, even if you read it, the tattva is hidden. Because it's all decoded. It's all coded. Like in level 2, we were doing Jesus Christ teachings, right? Gospel of St. Thomas. सुनने को बहुत आसान सा है, simple teachings, but it has deep, 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 deep secrets in that. For that, you need awareness. Only awareness and pure intentions can decode those things. नहीं तो समझ ही नहीं आता. समझ आया तो भी अप्लाई करना एक है. अप्लाई करने के लिए you need grace. Grace again comes from pure intention. So it is a very secretly guarded space. Even if it is exposed, it cannot be exploited. That's what I understand when I look at all these tattvas. It's all open secrets, but it cannot be exploited because exploitation word ही गड़बड़ तरंग है. It is a very unconditional approach वहां पे, and it is a very selfless. खुद के लिए झपटा मारने की कोशिश किए, वो जोन फेल होता है. That is why Nirmal Manda, it has to be so pure that you're not seeking to grab anything there. इतना सा भी cunningness नहीं है कोई चीज को, manipulativeness, nothing is there. That is the requirement of the system. God has made it that way, you can say. ये सब चीजें उन्होंने ही बनाया सब. In Tiruvannamalai there is that deity, right? Bhutanath. I didn't even know that there is a temple of Bhutanath there. Bhutanarayan. All these years I never know. It is near the bus stand. It is the most ancient temple. छोटा सा एक temple है, विग्रह. Bhutanarayan. One day Ashok Bhai told me while we were going for parikrama, Bhai, you are interested, one tattva is there. What is that? I said, Bhutanarayan. I said, maybe another temple. I asked, what is the significance? When he told the significance, I said, wow. Bhutanarayan is the deity of filter of Tiruvannamalai. Shuddha Bhavana. He told me in those days, because this is like millions of years old, right? So thousands of years old, when yogis and all those people used to come to Tiruvannamalai जब आते थे वो तप करने के लिए, so it is a siddhi kshetra. Tiruvannamalai is a siddhi kshetra because when you meditate in such place, when you become purified, automatically siddhis will come without running for it also. But people can come to get siddhis there or misuse those powers. So it is that Bhutanarayan scans this. It is a filter. It does not allow anybody to exploit that. So, wow. Those days पहले वहां पे नतमस्तक होके आगे बढ़ते थे. Then I said, I want to go there. From that, every time I go there. छोटा सा मंदिर है, बहुत छोटा सा. If people enter, maybe only 10 or 12 people can stand in there, and there's a big rush all the time there, near the bus stand, while going to the bus stand only, one turn before. Anybody, if you ask Bhuta Narayana, they will tell you. So these tattvas are there. This is all coded. This is all protected, guarded. Right? The guardian of knowledge, guardian of powers. So these mystics of Egypt, it is said they preserved it in the stone format. These teachings उन्होंने preserve किया, but they preserved it for not the world. उसमें लिखा है, this is not kept for the world, but it is kept only for the awakened. जागृत है उतने के लिए, because only those guys will be able to decode it. So I was going through it some time back, and I could see a clear match between what we are talking here about bhava sharira, nada sharira, these intentions, these bodies, karana and sukshma and stula, how things manifest. There it is written completely different, but the principles are the same. It cannot be different, right? It's coming from the same source of the cosmos. I said this is beautiful. So I'll include some of the teachings and stuff in tomorrow's webinar from there, because that language also can be understood a little more deeper. Yeah, inka shastra, what is this? Vedic Gyan is a different language. Theirs is a different language. So we can understand that probably better. In that they say what the world lacks is vibrational awareness. That's what we are covering tomorrow. Vibrational awareness. That's a nice word. That is what I'm trying to mention is as vimarsha. In the I-ness field, you can experience that. Vibrational awareness. If you develop vibrational awareness in your microcosmic world, your world will start changing. Cleansing, purification, healing, all happens very beautifully at that zone. Vibrational awareness. Infusion of prana. That's why I put all those points in that. How you infuse prana into your body, into your mind, into your koshas, how you activate them without hopping like a frog. Because people think to activate prana, you have to jump up and down. All the time you have to keep jumping. They help. Those kriyas help. But it is not true that only by moving and shaking your body, you can generate it. You can generate it through the breath also. But again, not necessarily only through that breath. Pranayama, you can generate or activate prana. If you understand vibrational awareness, what I'm going to go in depth tomorrow, then you will understand it is possible even through vibrational awareness. You can see we don't jump in retreats, but everybody is infused with prana. Liveliness, active, depth, stillness. That's all coming through what? The same stuff. There we practice all this, right? And these messages, hidden secrets of these Egyptians also, what they were mentioning, very beautifully it was written that, everything in this universe is simply vibration. Our thoughts, before our thoughts is feeling. Feelings only turn into thoughts, right? So most of the time, what happens? We are not aware of these feelings. We have not decoded. We have not gone into that area where the feelings are coming from, because you can change it there. It is not about changing my emotion. It is not about changing moods. Oh, I'm sad, so I think about it and I become happy. I do something to become happy. You cannot do that, because even if you do something superficially, that happiness also is not real and genuine. Like you might be sad and you'll say, "Let me change my mood. कुछ करूं क्या? एक tequila shot or maybe the television. Let me on the television." The television might change your mood, but that is very superficial. Deep down, there are vibes of sadness still going on. That is why even if you put on the TV, you will still be gloomy. You might laugh at a joke, but you're not laughing it from the core of your heart. So you cannot fool that also there. Everything is pure vibration. We attract according to that particular vibration. And these documents said, even this secret teaching is reaching your hands because of your vibes. It cannot come to you otherwise. Very impressive, because that has the power to bring a great change in life. Anything that comes to you, which is an offering or an opportunity to change your life, understand that you are now in the process of changing your karma. You are in the process of changing your karma, because only then you can have that kind of a opportunity. One sec. That's what I was telling in yesterday's session also. Being grateful to the opportunities that come through to us, because they are coming by our vibrations. If we neglect opportunities, people, places, things that universe is sending you because you deserve it in some way, let's say a nice book comes to you, but you are not aware of the value of that book. You take that book for granted. Or you come across some information or a video or some people, places, things, whatever, which is bringing forth to you the potential, the chance of changing your whole suffering, but you don't pay heed to it. You lose that opportunity. Actually, it's deep. You lose the opportunity because you're not deserving it. As simple as that. That also comes from the karmic stuff only. That also comes purely from the karmic stuff of not deserving it. Those who entered late, this is the first time and the last time I'm admitting anybody late. You have to be on time if you're interested. Otherwise, it's okay if you don't come. So, these opportunities of these vibrations which we only attract, I told you, right? एक आह निकलती है. There are sometimes unspoken prayers that go from our inner being. Unspoken prayers because the ego sometimes doesn't want to pray. Because prayer admits that I have a problem. Prayer can make the ego feel I am little lower, and the ego might not want to feel low. Help might come and you might not want to, because it feels that I shouldn't bend, I shouldn't be low anywhere.
That is why this ego and mind cannot openly pray, cannot openly request, cannot openly send messages, cannot express itself even in a temple, even to God or whatever. Even to express to God, it takes a lot of beatings to the ego. The prayers, I'm telling, a lot of beatings means the real prayer. I mean, if I'm suffering, it can be just with tears, it can be through weeping. But how many of us can weep? Because the ego will not allow to weep. So those prayers become very superficial, hence the power of that prayer also is superficial. But I'm saying sometimes life can attract some situations like this where the ego or the mind is so tired that it doesn't even know whether to cry or laugh. It is tired. So when it is tired, this zone, what I'm telling, of the vibes, which has not yet taken form, there the vibrations are still there, Karana Sharira. Now the mind has become still because it's tired. The ego has become still because it's tired. If it is not tired, वो हलचल मचाते रहेगा ऊपर. So the universe cannot penetrate into that core very easily because it is muddled by these vibrations of the mind and ego. Hence, these vibrations are more prominent than the core. But just imagine if the mind and ego just settles down or goes to sleep for some time, and then this open wound, this wound is just open. That is what I mean by ah nikalti hai. That is read very clearly by universe, God. And the response to that is what we receive in so many ways. I am telling, be so aware to grasp that gift that is nothing but your prayers answered. There is no need to even proclaim, claim, state, nothing. It is just your bhava of gratefulness that you send directly to the universe or the inner being. The thankfulness that I am acknowledged, the thankfulness that you listen to me. This strengthens your bond with your inner guru, with your inner God. It's a great bond that happens, a bond of trust and surrender. As that deepens, your prayers can be now directed to that tattva without getting complicated in the mind. It's a very deep field. It's a very, very deep field. It's a devotional field. That is why devotion is very important in the Jnana Marga. Without bhakti, jnana is dry. Bhakti comes when the purity of the mind happens. Ramana very clearly talks about this. Adi Shankaracharya talks about this. That when jnana is on the pinnacle, when the jnana is fully fructified or ripe, it turns into bhakti. That is the culmination of jnana. Jnana just cannot be knowledge. It is false that it is just knowledge. That knowledge turns into devotion, then it's a devotional knowledge. That devotion is the secret. That devotion is what attracts grace to you because even after you having the jnana, wisdom, ज्ञान होने के बाद भी एक जोन है पूर्ण समर्पण का, कृपा का. Like the Tivra Shaktipat of Shiva cannot be done by anybody but by Shiva itself. I am saying Shiva itself, not himself. Because if I say himself, you will add a picture of that masculine Shiva in your head. Manda Shaktipat, Madhya Shaktipat, Tivra Shaktipat. Manda and Madhya is what's happening to us. How we do our efforts, how we attract it. Our efforts, the grace of Shiva. Our efforts and the grace of Shiva. What is the grace of Shiva? He, the Tattva, the cosmic intelligence in the Tirobhava and Anugrah Shakti, Panchakritya nature of Shiva, it activates or triggers suffering in the being, in the Jivatma. When the Jivatma is going too extreme, at the point of no return, the Tirobhava Shakti of Shiva activates, sufferings begin. So, suffering is the first level of Manda Shaktipat by Shiva. Only when sufferings come, humans can question something more than this world. It makes them seek answers. It makes them turn towards the right direction. So that's considered. That's why I keep saying suffering is Shaktipat of Shiva, the love of Shiva. After that, Shaktipat, Man Shaktipat. Second, Madhya level Shaktipat is based on that first level of Shaktipat, how much we have learned. If we have learned and we have become antarmukhi, if we are pacing towards inward, we start getting more Shaktipats automatic. We might get a guru, we might get some information, we might get activations and kundalini kriyas through multiple sources. You might just listen to a song and you might get a kundalini activation. You might look at a sunrise and get a kundalini activation. You might just touch a butterfly and get thrills. You might just feel the breeze and feel chills. Or you might just look at the mirror and start weeping. You're just sitting and for no reason you'll burst into tears. You might be so emotional. That's all Shaktipat happening. Madhya Shaktipat. As a result of the Mandhuvan. What is happening? Purging, releases, remembrance. The soul is on the journey of purging. Isn't that beautiful? Because that gives so much of relief that whatever I'm suffering is not really suffering. It's all grace, it's all bundled in grace. But the mind and ego projects it as a suffering, as an obstacle, as a downfall. Mind can create big, big dramas. Oh, I'm lost. Oh, everything is gone. Oh, everything is a waste. Whatever I did is not working. Am I going on the wrong track? Has God forgotten me? Has everybody ditched me? This is the mind ego play. But what's happening is a great transformation inside. Transformation is always painful. Like Bhagwan Ram, at the age of 15, when he goes out on the Brahman, when he comes back, he's a depressed person. He goes into deep depression. No interest in worldly activities, not in horse riding, not in warfare practice, no more interest in teasing girls. I'm not saying this is all written in Yoga Vasishtha. He's lost interest what a normal human being would do in that age. He's suddenly reserved. He's having suicidal thoughts. He wants to end it. And that is the time Vishwamitra Guru, Rajguru, comes to the palace to meet Dashrath, Ram's father. and he comes to know that Ram is depressed. Rashat, the father, is very, very upset. Please save my son. Dashath is also always is in moha. He's trying to protect the son. He's trying to be obsessed with his son because he wants his sons to behave the way he wants. That is why he was preventing him from coming into spirituality deeply, but obsessed wahi hua. Like Buddha's father tried to do everything to prevent him coming to spirituality, but wahi hua जिसका डर होना है. These are all examples कि हमारी सोचने के हिसाब से नहीं चलती है दुनिया. Clear examples. We think we want something, we want to control, we want with everything to go our way, but उसके अंदर जो तरंग है उसके हिसाब से मैनिफेस्ट होता है कारण शरीर. Just knowing this, you'll not have any interest in controlling the world. You'll want to go to that source from where all this destiny is created and navigate your own journey from there. So Vishwamitra says, call him. And the servants go to call him. And Ram says, I'll come. And the servants also come and tell Vishwamitra, please save our master, our prince, because he's having depressive and suicidal thoughts. We are very worried about him. And then Vishwamitra investigates for a while and understands kya hua scenario. At that time, Vishwamitra says, don't worry about all these things. Such moments, such phases are signs of great transformation. Some great transformation is going within him. And then, of course, the later the talks and all those things. But I'm telling, Ram is no one but us. Yoga Vashishta means the Guru and Shishya. Ram is a representative of us. Whatever has happened to Ram is happening to us. If you understand Yoga Vashishta, you'll see it is our journey, my journey. It is not the journey of an avatar. It looks like that. But the whole idea is to give us an idea of what is happening in our lives. Ramayana is happening in our lives. Same Sita Harana, Manharana, Ravana, the ego in life, the wars between all the demons, the purification of the mind, where Sita has to go through Agni Pariksha. This is your Agni, right? Agni Kunda. She has gone to the Muladhara, Sri Lanka. Now she has to come back. Ram is sitting here. Says you have to go through the Agni Pariksha. That is, you have to move through this Gyan Marga. Gyan Shakti is Agni Shakti. Agni it is called. Gyan Shakti, which is Agni, is called Agni. This is the Agni of Shiva. The wisdom of fire, the fire of wisdom, which burns all impurities and darkness of the mind. So when Sita is moving upwards, she has to purify. This is the Nirmal Man. Completely purified, then only she can become Nishchal and she can be one with her beloved. That is Shiva consciousness or Ram consciousness. Simple. It is the same Shiva and Shakti. That's what we will be understanding in depth by experience tomorrow through those practices. Tomorrow's webinar. All these things only. I am only Ram. I am only Shiva. All these external scriptures simply give us the diagram of our own life. If we have the awareness, those whose awareness has developed, they will not just see these scriptures as some mythological happening and become a bhakta of by put a murti and put an image and start worshipping it. People of awareness know what this is. It is not about worshipping any god, that it is about realizing my own science. That is how here in shifting into awareness, whatever shastras we take, scriptures we take, we reflect it directly on ourselves. We are not there to worship any of these ideals. We are there to look at the ideals and know their secret and imply that in our lives. That's the different approach that we are giving here. Of course, tomorrow also I'll be um, focusing a little bit on Mahavatar Baba's deep message of moving beyond Ragadvesha. And Ragadvesha, we know the opposites. Mind catches this good and bad, hot and cold, day and night. All these sensations, feelings, emotions, experiences of Dvaita, Ragadvesha, opposites is what he says binds us to karma and ego. And there are ways to work on Ragadvesha because Ragadvesha, you cannot use it, operate on the mind level. Mind is that knowing, oh, it is uncomfortable. There is something comfortable, there is something uncomfortable. So I say this is Ragadvesha. So if it is uncomfortable, I must make myself comfortable in the uncomfortableness. You cannot do that. It's very difficult. If you're fond of AC rooms, five-star hotels, great lavish destinations, you cannot live in a hut. It will be very difficult if the need be. The question is, people ask, why do I, when I have enough, when the universe is gifting me, when I have Rajyog? Good, Rajyog is good, but Rajyog will not liberate you because even if life is offering you all the comforts, you are still one-sided there. You are become a comfortable person. You cannot go, you cannot transcend the opposite of discomfort. And till the time there is strong comfort and discomfort in life, we cannot be liberated. Raga Dvesha. Because Raga Dvesha, the restriction, the reactions to comfort and discomfort, Raga and Dvesha, the reactions to that is what creates karma. That's the secret. Karma is generated by our reaction on good or bad. That is why Raga Dvesha has to be transcended, Mahavatar Baba is saying. And these are the methods I told you, which I used to spontaneously do when I was in Delhi. I didn't know it. Only a couple of years back, when I saw that this is actually Mahavatar Baba's teachings, and I was just grateful. That's what I'm trying to say. We must be aware of these things that happen to us, that comes to us, because the whole universe supports us in our journey. The whole mandala is there for us. We might not know because the mind cannot understand these things. They all take care of us, provided bhava is shuddha. That is the only clause that is needed. Everything is provided if that is there. If that is not there, nothing can be provided. That's why I'm emphasizing so much on that bhava sharira, because if that is there, you attract everything. Grace is attracted by bhava. And I'm telling, like I told yesterday, you need grace. We all need grace in life. We cannot function with this ego. Even if you try somewhere, you'll have to bend your knees to life. It will take you to extremes. Again, Shaktipat only. Shiva's Leelas, they are called. Shiva Leela. Where we are told directly or indirectly, no, you are not the doer. You have to realize that some or the other time there is something higher than you, something higher than you. From there, submission comes, surrender comes. That might take us a lot of time and lot of experiences to go through to come to that. But I'm telling you, it will come there only. Whichever path everybody takes, sooner or later they'll have to reach this part. This is Gyan Marga. Here, all this Gyana will come out. The secrets of everything will come out. That all the doers also one day will come to know they are not the doers. Only the Gyana will expose it. So, these things that are happening to us, where we are realizing all these things, is a part of the progression. It is part of the evolution. It is because the Chiti is rising and coming till here. It's not about good, bad, ugly. It's not about whether things are favorable to us or not. Please do not judge spiritual evolution based on what you get from samsara. Spiritual evolution is not based on what you get from samsara. Good, bad, ugly. I have a lot of sufferings here, so am I regressing? You don't know. Those whose sufferings are intense, who have been walking on the path, and if they get intense suffering, it is pure grace. Because it is those final kind of prarabdhas that come up, final kind of releases. I've been through all this, so I'm telling out of experience. Years has gone in all this, years of sufferings, and I've seen the intensities, the ratios, the graphs, and now I can look back and study on all that. From there only, I'm telling. Today I put that post, right. I'm when I say something, people think I'm giving advice. I'm not giving advice. I've done a lot of shit. I've been through all that. That's why I'm giving advice. So when this is one indication you can take. If you have been very open-hearted, very cool, very nice with your practices or understanding spirituality, if you have had good intentions, not wanting to cause harm to anybody, not trying to be detrimental to anybody, trying to help others, serve others, being a good human being. And still, if you have sufferings, understand that is coming as clearance. Just need to hold on. And during those times, it will pass. For many, it is called dark night of the soul because I come across many people who are going through that. My whole videos are focused towards that all these years, towards dark nights of the soul. Many people have dark nights. They can't understand what's going wrong. So if they depend on their mind ego, it will delude them to thinking that something is going terribly wrong. Like Ram was feeling, or the people around Ram was feeling. At these moments, precisely what you need to hold on is to that Shuddha Bhavana and emphasize more on it, work more on that. I believe that is how the nature creates situations where you are made to cut out of the falseness of this world and made to settle down in the chamber of your heart. Grace, pure grace. So Mahatar Baba's teachings are based on that, which I realized later. I had been doing that for a couple of years on my own and having good experiences about it also. And then I realized that this is to eradicate Raga Dvesha. If you can bring your life to that zone, your microcosmic experiences to that zone, where you are practicing experiencing raga and dvesha with the same intensity, not like I'm experiencing only the comforts of this body and enjoying it. It's like I'm even enjoying the opposite of comfort. For that, we have to give up our beliefs that, all these beliefs like, oh, I am now in Raj Yoga, I have only comforts. And no, I'm telling it's very easy for a person who, like, for example, living a simple life, I said today, it's a blessing to have a simple life because simple, modest things keeps you humble and it's easy. For example, a person who's living in an AC cannot acclimatize suddenly if the opportunity comes where they have to live without an AC in a hot tropical place. But a person who has been living under a fan or adjusting or coping with that, very easily they will live. So if you change roles, if a AC person has to come down, these are raga dvesha. Raga dvesha means aversion and attraction, opposites. I like, I dislike. So I like cool, comfortable place. I dislike uncomfortable heat. Now, if you exchange these roles, being okay with both sides, who will be better okay with both sides? The one who is living without an AC, for example, if he gets an AC, fine. Jannat hai uske liye. Not a problem. So without AC also fine, with AC also fine. But now take the other person who's only AC. Only AC is fine. This is not fine. Can you see that? That is why I'm telling simple life is a blessing. Simple life, you don't have to change your atmosphere. Simple life can be done even when you have everything. That's where the theory of minimalistic living, bare minimals, come from. You don't have to torture yourself. It is a sadhana, it is a practice where you bring your life into bare minimums and you put your life through even uncomforts deliberately, not waiting for it to happen, not even forcing yourself. I wouldn't say forcing yourself also. It is just an experiment that you do in life. So if you're going out walking and there is sun and you say it's too hot, you walk still and see what will happen. You're sitting in the room and you say you're feeling little hot and people around say on the fan, on the AC. And you're like, let me sit for 10 minutes, 15 minutes and see what happens to me. And then going through it. Over a period of time, you'll see it is just a mental conditioning, all these things. The mind can tolerate, can be through all this. That is tapas. Why the word tapas is used? Why these people go to the jungle? Why all the tirthankars, 24 of them, all royal kings? Why did they go to Girnar, the mountains, hot mountains, bare mountains? They are actually challenging that conditioned mind. Tapas means that. So you don't have to go to hot places or all that. I am telling in daily life, there will be plenty of opportunities where you can keep experimenting small things. And in tomorrow's practice, we will do it on the body from top to bottom, experiencing both, both of it. And I'm telling when you do those practices of awareness, of vimarsha, vibrational awareness. See, vibrational awareness means there are vibrations of both types, plus and minus. Positive vibes, negative vibes, comfortable vibes, non uncomfortable vibes. But if you are aware of it, it's called vibrational awareness. When you are aware of those both opposite vibrations, you will see there is a different flavor coming out of it. It's like you enjoy it. And that's what I used to do in those days. Enjoying a certain kind of those vibrations without resistance. Later, I learned that this is done for eradicating Raga Dvesha. Mahavatar Baba says all the diseases, every disease in the human body originates from resistance to Raga Dvesha. See, just this resistance that I want nice, I don't want this. Yeah, mind is always fluctuating. Body is always fluctuating with that. Resisting, throwing away anything that is uncomfortable and grasping all that is comfortable. The nature of the mind is to that only. Cling to that which is pleasant and reject and drop that which is unpleasant. You might say this is a regular nature of life, but this is detrimental on a very deep spiritual level. So, how to put those things into practice? That we'll do tomorrow's sessions, webinars. We'll be practicing that. It's all on Vimarsha. It's all about vibrational stuff again. It's all about activation of your pranic bodies, your light bodies, activation of your body as the temple, where you can realize that this is the temple and within me. After that, I'm telling you, if you do this thoroughly, you'll not feel like going into any temple. You don't need it. You might go if somebody is there with you, but you will not want to buy your own because it will not relate anymore because you are living in your own temple. That must be activated. Tomorrow we'll do that. And that only becomes your protection. That vibes, that beingness which you tap into, that vibrational awareness, when you tap into and increase the frequency that's upon you, you tap into and you can increase it. When that increases, that only becomes your protection shield. Then there is no need for cord cutting and psychic protection and things like that. That itself is your protection. Okay, so vibrations, as I'm telling you, this vibration is only what has made us today. As per our vibration, that kind of macrocosm we have attracted in and around us based on microcosm vibration. जैसा पिंडांड वैसा ब्रह्मांड. So tomorrow we are not focusing on the macro at all. We don't normally here. We always focus on the microcosm, subjective awareness. We are not interested in objective awareness. Objectively, we are not interested in changing anything. We are only interested in changing the subjective awareness, that is microcosm, and then saying and experimenting with if I change this microcosm, how my macrocosm changes. I have seen these things happen. I've experimented with these and I know it works that way. Some of it has happened involuntarily. Involuntarily, sometimes we change. That is Shaktipat again. Some grace, something makes us do something and we change from inside, and that changes starts bringing changes outside. For me, this is a great way of self reflection. I believe it is for all the seekers because there is no one to tell you whether you are doing it right or doing it wrong or what is your vibes, that vibes which cannot be seen, is it correct or not? Who's going to tell you? Because our ego and minds also dodges it. It doesn't show us what is the truth. So the best way of seeing is my deep level of vibration right is by observing your macrocosm surroundings and the kind of people, places, things that you keep attracting. And if what you attract is not conducive to what you look forward to, that is a clear indication that what you want to look forward to is in your mind. Your mind has a desire that this is how my life should be, but This is not how life is treating me back. That is an indication that the desires in the mind are not matching with the deep vibration within me. There's a mismatch. So, in this case, by studying the microcosm, outside world, and the outside experiences, I turn within and change the microcosm. That's sadhana. That's tapas. That's a beautiful way for us to self purify, work on the self based on these vibrations, and then again experiment, change, and see the changes happening there. As you start seeing the changes happening there, confidence will start coming. The grip on that it's here, everything is here, it's my experience, the way I want to experience it. If we don't get it, otherwise, we will be only in the complaint zone, blaming our karmas, blaming gods, blaming people, blaming our situations, crying and fretting and fuming of the bad incidents in life without knowing that I am generating those vibes. So, only a person who's humble enough and who has realized, matured enough to see that it's my vibes will go straight to the source. Otherwise, the rest will only be cursing their environment and trying to change from others, imposing rules on others, trying manipulative, deceptive ways to control and dominate this world, trying to change everybody so that they change and give me comfort. तो ये सब गड़बड़ तरंग है. This creates more karmas. So this is now a different vibe what we are talking about, and this is not accessible to everybody. Not because this is something special that I'm talking about. The intellect cannot fathom these things. Only mature seekers can understand what is being told here. And that is why even those Egyptian gods said that this is only for the awakened, it is not for the world. Because the world will never understand this. World wants to change the world. World is very interested in changing the world. Mind ego always want to control others. Mind egos always want to find somebody's flaws. Mind ego always wants to the other to change, but here there is no absolute scope of changing. We attract relationships, we get into friendships, we attract communities, we get married. What for? All in the name of love, all in the name of some association, but deep down, if you see, it is only one need so that all these beings can gratify and satisfy my needs. That is now camouflaged in different flowery ways, and we pretend it is for others. Here in this zone, what we're telling, if you make these experiences also, I'm not saying don't associate with people, or even those associations, even your marriages, even your bonds and things like that, if it comes from a space where I'm knowing that by these associations with the world, I am having an opportunity to be of service, to be of change. I also benefit from there in my evolution, and at the same time, I give back to this world. It is a very pure equation. It is a give and take that's happening. It's a very balanced kind of a scenario where there is no chance of getting stuck. Otherwise, we just hold. We want everybody to change, control everybody. New kind of dramas begin in all that. So this space is a very purified kind of a space where even if you're living in this world, there is no restriction as to don't create this, don't create that, don't get into this. You do anything you want, but the perspective is different. The bhav is different. The bhav is how can I be of help so that I also may be helped. Or if I receive help, how can I pay back? How can I give back? I see these relationships with the world can be so beautiful. Friends, communities, spouses, children, whatever, pets. It can be so beautiful when you have the outlook of serving them. It's a joy when due to you somebody transforms. That's not nothing greater joy that you can get, right? Your presence or your connection with somebody changes, somebody evolves. And I'm telling you, the greatest service that you can do in this planet is to help others evolve, because you are that's that's literally the act of God, putting somebody on track, putting somebody to the journey towards liberation, towards God, moving them, reminding them to that. Of course, we don't do it, we are chosen by the divine to do that, but we have awareness of that. But it's such a pleasant feeling that even what you live is for the benefit of others. Like I have desires to evolve. All these are having subtle desires to evolve. How can I be of help to them? How can I nourish their lives again more? Of course, when I come in touch with people in this world, I can try to help them, but at the same time, I can get offended too. I can get hurt too. I can get damaged too. And that's good because that helps us reflect on our vibrations again. So, in any ways, if you see, it's for good. Even the pain and suffering in relating to the world is also good because it is indirectly helping us. And when the same understanding is projected to the outside world, it is helping them to evolve. I believe this is a great equation by which we can live in this world. Like the great mystics always said that Maya, this Maya, who is the great mystic? Abhinav Gupta only of Kashmir Shaivism. He only said that Maya is not something that is punishing you. It must not be looked upon. He tells his Shishya, it must be not looked upon that Maya, this whole thing is like so troublesome. It is not troublesome. It is just your perspective of how you're looking at Maya. Maya doesn't do anything that way because Maya is God itself, God's manifestation. God is manifesting in it. That's the play there. So if you look at it in that manner, but that play might not be the way we want the play to be, that's another story. But it's a divine print only. So he says then a different generation of respect to Maya also comes. It's like you don't curse it. See, again, Ragdvesh only you are telling. Neither cursing it, neither getting too flown with it. It's a balanced situation where you're looking at it, not flattered by it, nor offended by it, like that kind of a state. Then he says, Maya cannot affect you just by changing the perspective towards that. We cannot say that, oh, this is going to catch us and punish us. Like what we're talking in the subject, there is no question of punishing because that Maya, that God, like Avadut Gita, 24 tattvas from nature, life, Guru itself is teaching us something and helping us reflect back into our own journey. So all these protections and all these things, what we're telling, like for example, so many messages were coming in this past few weeks and months about wrong people in life or the troubles people have with families or suffocating experiences. It doesn't look good to be here, and I'm stuck in situations and things like that. Again, I'm telling it's vibes. As you vibrate, you attract. The universe has plenty of different spectrum of energies. आप सोच भी नहीं सकते हो, ऊपर से लेके नीचे, पाताल लोक से लेके शक्ति तक. All these dimensions have different colors, spectrums, lowest and the highest also. Where am I attract those kind of frequencies from this patal lok se shakti tak. So I might have not done it in this lifetime. Multiple lifetimes I must be having some vibrational issues. Why I'm attracting such people, places, things, and even birth, even families, even geographical locations. It's all based on that. But the moment we realize these truths, a new hope rises in the mind that I can change this situation. I can change subjectively my vibes so that sooner or later, without having expectation, I cannot put expectation here. Huh? Never have that. I'm telling you. Oh, we'll do one webinar. I'm going to change my. If you put expectations on it, your bhav is ashuddha, because you are not giving credit to the fact that you don't know how many janmas you have created this and how many wrong things you have attracted. Now, suddenly, just by understanding a technique or method, you say, I'm going to put an end to all this nonsense. And from here onwards, I don't expect anything wrong to go in my life. Wrong intention, this is. I'll redirect you back to Upadesh Saram verse 1. Kartura jnane praptaye phalam karma kim param karma tajadam. Even the fruits of your karma doesn't happen according to you. Second verse it says, even the karma doesn't happen according to you. It's very deep, subtle. Because it's all coming from your so many lifetimes based on that prarabdha, on those sequences, on the past records. Your karma phala, that is prarabdha in this life, has come because you have been allotted. Now, who's the allotter? That is what they are telling is God. I call that cosmic intelligence because the moment I don't want to call it God, then there is some being sitting somewhere. It is just an intelligence force, cosmic intelligence, which is Shivatva. That assigns perfectly, without impartiality, exactly what has to come to us. So Upadesaram verse 1 says, whatever comes to us is most precise. So when I say, I don't like this damn thing, you are simply discrediting that cosmic intelligence and telling that cosmic intelligence has not done the right job when it has done. Not that it will punish you for saying so, not that. But at least realizing this, that this is what I'm getting is my own creation. So, what is the takeaway from this? The takeaway is that I realize these things I have created with a certain vibration. Now I have to change that vibration, and I don't care a damn if I give up my whole life doing that here. That is the right approach. If you say in 1 month I'm going to change my life, in one webinar I'm going to change my life, is a wrong approach because you are discrediting anything and everything, and you're simply saying, because that's the ego again playing that game. It's a game, manipulative game of the mind. It wants to play around. It wants to fool the system by its own thinking. It doesn't go that way. Then refer to Shastras. God is guiding through Upadesaram, through Ramana. That gives us the confidence that I can keep changing and eventually evolve. Let it take a whole Janma, who cares? It is not that I will not reap any benefits. You will see benefits coming, but it will not be like this. See, the moment I talked about Upadesaram, two people immediately dropped. See, that's the whole idea. We are here only to grasp some secret, and कनिंग गेम चलता ही नहीं यहाँ पे, कितना भी कोशिश करो। जो है वो है, that is the supreme truth. Those who adhere to the supreme truth are one with God consciousness. Rest are all devilish tendencies, ego playing its own games. Still we are in that mode of manipulations, and that will not work. So it's upon us. When are we going to learn that lesson? When? Or still are we so stubborn that I challenge this cosmic intelligence also? I don't care what you say. I don't care what Ramana says. I want to have my logic interpretation. Tarka, kutarka vitarka. I will analyze life. And according to my analysis, things are going to work. I've seen a couple of my friends also who are Westerners. They challenge this. They say, no, we don't believe in all that crap. You don't believe, you don't have to become believer, but at least explore life, you'll come to know this is the truth. Explore at least. Their kutarka or their tarka doesn't allow that, because they want to say that I don't believe in all these things. I have programmed myself, believed in this way. Then your program is not helping you. I can see you suffering, miserable. If your program is working, then you should be peaceful. But I have often seen when you adhere to the supreme truth, you get peace. Even if you don't have the result, immediate result. This realization itself gives you peace, because you know you have clarity of how life is working. That's the beauty of that grace. I have been in a different vibration in this janma, and all my sufferings was created due to my own vibration. I cannot tell that people came and did this to me. No, I am vibrating in a certain way. In this lifetime, I could see I have attracted narcissists in my life. Narcissists are the people who take advantage of you. When you are too open, when you become too innocent kind, when you don't use too much of your head, you are simply as you are. So that becomes a good catch for another kind of vibration, again karmic. So my vibration is I allow to be screwed up. It's not actually people screw up. The vibration is that I allow to be screwed up, and hence I get screwed up. My vibes always used to give the signal right from childhood, I am available to be exploited. And that is how I attracted even a narcissistic parent. Whole life went in that narcissistic control, being controlled, dominated, manipulated. And that wrong childhood programming catapulted into the whole life being troubled in that manner. That's what we learned in Yoga Vashishta, right? What happens as a child, then the whole programming is layered, cemented, one after the other, one after the other. Is childhood, the baby, toddler, then adolescence. वही तरंगे जो है उसी के ऊपर प्रोग्राम होते जाता है, सीमेंटिंग. Then that only becomes a teenager. And a teenager, it attracts same kind of. See, in my school, I used to attract all bullies. always, always the beaten child. All lot of bullies in my school. That is coming from the childhood. that vulnerability, that scaredness, that, being naive, it attracts that kind of. So it's not that bullies pounced on me. No, it's a subconscious, unconscious attraction of energies in this world. That's how that's how karma comes into place. It attracts from that. Karana Sharira makes you vibrate in that way, and then you get the results like this. So anywhere I went, college days and teens attracting again those kind of exploiters. Marriage exploiting, getting exploited in that way. Anywhere you go, exploited. Then the missing father figure. Wherever I went, exploitation in that manner only. Elders, exploitation in that manner. I entered into spirituality, exploited. Used, literally used. You get used because somebody is available, chalo. And you don't know. You think it's all cool. You think it's all something nice. Only after time you come to know लोग तो नोच के खाएंगे तुमको. Nobody is scared. And then things happen. And that is the time when spirituality, these things start opening up, and then started learning all these things and understanding where this is coming from. Thanks to that book, Joseph Murphy, The Power of a Subconscious Mind. अगर आपको पढ़ना है तो पढ़ लो. It's an old book, but beautiful book. That book changed my life. Dr. Joseph Murphy, Power of Subconscious Mind. From there, I understood this is all subconsciously programmed, and then started working deep on it. It took me decades. It didn't take few months or so. It took me decades to even understand this sequence because the subconscious is huge. And still I used to attract. It's only in the past few years where I completely understood and healed myself all those wrong vibrations. When the vibrations stopped, those kind of people stopped. Those kind of atmospheres and scenarios stopped. Not completely stopped. Still, there was some loopholes here and there, here and there. But again, what comes when I reflect, I could see vibes. यहाँ पे गड़बड़. Even till today, I follow that. Even if something goes wrong, I understand this, but I understand to it is subjective vibrational awareness which has to be fine tuned, and that is how we grow, and that is what today I try to teach others from what I have learned, because I know many are stuck in this. But what I say, people will not accept it immediately because it's something unusual that they will listen to, hear to, not the regular spiritual or glorified stuff. It is something different only. So it took a while. Now it's okay. Now people understand. At the starting, it was very challenging to be just alone, speaking, trying to voice out, and you know, trying to share this, and there is nobody to listen to. And that is how I attracted many Westerner YouTubers and friends and people. And when we connected, and I used to listen to their videos, when because they are very open, blunt. हमारे Indians जैसे नहीं है. They are very open to what happens, even in families and things. They are open. So there I could get an understanding. Oh, I'm not alone. I thought I was alone, but why in my surroundings nobody talks? Culture, cultural conditioning. Here people prefer to be tortured, and they will prefer to even die in that cultural condition. They are very proud of that cultural condition, even if they lose their life. ट्रेडिशंस बोल के एंड भाव जो है, मोह सबसे खतरनाक चीज यहाँ पे. मोह ब्लाइंड्स यू. कर्टन डाल दिए बाद में, यू कैनॉट इवन क्वेश्चन अबाउट इट, यू कैनॉट इवन लुक एट इट. Westerners are not that way. They're detached beings, so they can look at things very openly. But again, India is very powerful in ethics and morality. So I feel at the same time very proud to be born here, because this vibes of this land is so powerful, which you don't get it anywhere. You can see all the people just migrate here to India. They want to come here to even have this presence of this throbbing land. It is in the land. You can't deny that. I had asked Devi Amma once, because all her devotees are from abroad, Westerners. I saw many in Ramana ashram also, many are Westerners. So I asked her once. I was telling, even I'm getting more of Westerners now into this zone. I'm asking, what are these people who have come like 30, 40 years, sold off everything from there, and they've come here? America, Canada, Germany, Holland, the UK, aspects from Australia, mostly from the Europe. All these people are coming here, UK. How come? And Devyama told, these are all those souls who were progressing on the path, but vasanas, that's called diversions. Some deep diversion, the desire to have those kind of desires, the glamorous ones that came, and that became a detour in their souls. It is not right or wrong. It is what we vibrate, we attract, and all these souls got spread out from the hub in different locations. Now when they finish off their vasanas, when it is वो खर्च हो जाता है, and when all the desires are being fulfilled and the satisfaction is coming, contentment is running out, now they remember their original source. So suddenly the pull back towards India. They know their roots because they know this place can give them that, because this is the epicenter, right? Tiruvannamalai, for example, the core. Like Ramana says, go and go anywhere, you'll come back here only. In the end, you have to come back here because that's where the pralaya happens. Microcosm बोल रहे हो, लेकिन microcosm also same happens. We get the inner pull, and so we are drawn to people, places, and things of India. So that way, we must be very happy. Those who are born here, and this life offers simplicity. It is having a better chance of moving beyond raga dvesha. So all those beings also are slowly migrating towards these places because they remember who they are. So I'm just trying to say, it has India and the West has both its pros and cons. यहाँ अगर मोह है, that is the cons here. वहाँ पे उसका pros, उसका advantage ये है कि उनको मोह नहीं है. Detach, they can easily detach. Hence, obstacles नहीं है. आराम से they can break all concepts. India is full of concepts, traditions and customs, and all this. See, why I feel happy is because I was born in a Christian family. Thankfully, I didn't have to go through all that concepts, conditioning, which today I would have had a hard time to sit and remove it. So I just bypassed that. Maybe this Janma in the Christian family was meant for this, so that it's an easy transition. See, that's how we attract even the human bodies, parents, or geographical locations, all as a very, very deep, vibrationally, uh, the source is vibrations. So tomorrow's webinar, we are going to just move into those zones of vibration. If you have any questions now, you can ask on this. We have 5 minutes. कल मैं इसको हिंदी में रखूंगा, आज मैं बोल नहीं पाया। आज मैं अंग्रेजी म्यूजिक चल रहा है ना यहाँ पे, तो अंग्रेजी इंस्पिरेशन आ रहा था. Tomorrow I'll keep it in Hindi and English both. So the theme of tomorrow's webinar, the prayers that I was telling about, the practice of Avatar Baba teaches, that's again coming from vibrational awareness only. It's all about awareness only. And some principles and some secrets of teachings of the Egyptian old mistakes and gods, they are secrets, which is again same. I'll only take those which can help us understand this tattva a little more deeper. Then about activating the prana. Prana is Praneshwari only. So when you have a direct vimarsha with that prana, Praneshwari, That's the Shiva Shakti experience that you have, the experiencer, that which is experienced, experiencer Shiva, experienced. What is experienced is Shakti. But that's philosophy. Experientially, we'll try to get in deeper there and have a direct experience of that. The whole program, I feel, is something like the whole understanding the vibrational awareness in it, and then accordingly purifying and cleansing our own vibration as to exactly what I want in life. I'm not talking about desires and things like that. Ultimatum, what you want. What is the ultimatum of all the desires? I want a car, I want a child, I want a this, I want a that. What is the ultimatum that you're seeking in all that? You want peace, yeah. You want happiness. You want contentment. You want stillness. You want rest. I'm talking from that point of view. So you look at the worldly aspects also, no problem. You look at all the things that you want from there, but foundation is based on this. So with this vibration, those foundations, if it is created, what happens is firstly you can start changing all those unwanted environments. But again, I'm telling you, the whole intention is not to change the environment or the people around. It is to help you come to the result of why we have taken birth for, to take you there. That is the intention. That should be very powerfully ingrained in us. So that's one thing. Secondly, when you do, you're protected, you're guided, realizing that you're protected and guided just by being in that vibration at all times. And the third aspect is God realization. I'm not putting that on the first, I'm putting that in the end, because there are first things that we need to handle here. And then the final aspect of understanding every atom within me is only Nataraja. Everything, the whole cosmos is vibrating within me. God is within me. So this body is the temple, and the God altar chamber, Garbhogra, is within me. So that helps us go towards God realization. That is the third aspect of the program tomorrow. But I'm keeping that third because if you only take that, your three upper chakras have active. Again, I've told many of us here, don't sit only with this godly stuff. Don't sit always in that deep. You have to be grounded also here. Then you will fly all the time. Then you'll not have practicality here. So I'm saying the first, what I'm saying, using this vibration to experience the body, experience the bodily manifestations, be it pleasure or pain or whatever you want. It's the direct experiences of what you want to experience in this world through the body. You have to start experiencing that. That's grounding. So you're not flying, God, God, God. You're okay with experiencing the body and the Bhutakasha, the world. Second aspect is also withdrawing from these experiences and then having a deep, profound inner experience. So macrocosmic experience and microcosmic experience. Macro, outside world, is the worldly that will ground you, lower three chakras. Inner is the upper three chakras. So that's what we are trying to have a balance in tomorrow's webinar. Upper three and lower three by staying centered, that is your heart chakra. That heart chakra is your awareness, balanced, centered, present, presence, now. That's all here. So that's finding a proper balance between both. Okay. It's 11 that, right on time. So those who have registered, fine. Those who have not yet registered can register before 10 at least tomorrow. Don't make it at the last moment. Last moment, I won't be able to see the emails. So you might miss out. And those who are registering late, then I'll be sending a copy of this also. You need to see this because without this, Preparatory. See how important the preparatory is. It prepares you for the webinar. So it's very important. Okay, so we'll end it with a small prayer here. Core conditioning in form of vibration is and gives a lot of release. Yes. This word called release also is our conditioning only. Sometimes when people have deeper sadhanas, when they do some deeper stuff, they see a lot of purging, like especially after retreats, people have a lot of purging and release and things. That is where we must understand this vibrational awareness and healing. We have to, we can rectify it, we can balance it, we can purify it. So with this method, we can do it, what we are going to learn tomorrow. Okay, so we'll end it with a short prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudayachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all evolve, may we all be blessed, may we all be free. Arunachala blessing.